Welcome back to Boys and Ghouls Film Review, folks. I'm your host, Sarah Stephenson, and this is my co-host, Mike Stephenson.
Hi, guys.
And tonight we'll be reviewing a Wes Craven movie called The People Under the Stairs that was released in 1991, I think it was.
Yeah. Is Wes Craven passed away?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see him go, and it's sad to see so many awesome talent.
Well, there's a guy called Ving Rhames. He's this movie. Didn't he pass away as well? A couple of years back? Yeah, same.
Shame. Same that so
All
many
the good guys going.
so many talented individuals out there have to go. It's sad. And it's hard to even come up with someone remotely creative out there.
Someone to replace them. Someone to slip into their shoes and carry on. Someone to pick up the baton and run with it. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, exactly. The very words I go by.
All those good groovy things.
Anyway, Mike, shall we,
We'll move on now.
Move on.
Produced by Stuart Besser and Marianne Maddalena. Directed by and written by Wes Craven.
Written by Wes Craven.
Yeah, he did good. Not bad. Budget was $6 million, made 31. Mm-hmm. Obviously, home media made a bit more, so did pretty good. Wasn't? Yeah, it held its own. How's that? And I won't talk about reviews now, but most of the reviews came through positive. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
So that's something.
So even the reviewers, even if they didn't like the horror genre, could see what Wes was doing.
So anyway, Wes Craven, as you all know, he's had a very good success film record when you think about it.
He certainly did.
Not only did he do Scream, he also did the first installment of Nightmare on Elm Street.
He did House End of the Street or something.
House End of the Street. I mean, House of whatever. And he also did, as I understand, the Swamp Thing. That's it. The
original Swamp Thing movie.
Yeah, the original Swamp Thing. You never think that Wes Craven would have an act to do a superhero movie, if you can call it a superhero movie.
Well, the super swampy, slimy hero guy thing. Whatever.
Yeah, but as I said before, you cannot you cannot take away genius.
You had to start somewhere. Okay. Okay. Let's go through a couple of the actors and stuff.
Right.
There's a young guy in it, and I don't normally like to talk about kid actors. I do when a good one comes along. I have mentioned it before. I think we did in It recently. There's a young girl in it who very impressive. Now, in this one we have a young guy, Brandon Adams. Now, I haven't checked his websites up or anything, but as a kid actor, he held his own pretty good in this movie. He plays Poindexter. His nickname is Fool Williams. He's the you could pretty much say he's the lead in the movie.
Yeah, I would say so because the camera follows him throughout this
mainly
segment.
Him, yeah. Now, Everett McGill plays the male antagonist, referred to as Daddy, and Wendy Robbie plays Mummy. Both names, surname is Robeson. Okay, now they play reasonably good antagonist. Now, there's a cute little young girl in it who's maybe a little bit older than Brandon. Her
I'd like to think so. He's taller enough.
AJ Langer, and she plays Alice Robeson, supposedly the daughter of Mummy and Daddy.
Supposedly.
Ving Rhames is in it. He plays Leroy. There is I'll mention about one other person. Sean Whalen plays Roach. He's one of the people who have been trapped inside the house for so many years. I won't mention anybody else here.
How about the grandpa? I think.
Grandpa, he's had a small role.
He's been in a lot of other acting roles, I know.
Bill Cobbs plays Grandpa.
Yeah, he was in the Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone playing Zach.
Yeah, the old Zach. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Okay,
awesome
fair
guy.
enough.
An awesome, well-groomed, nice African-American gentleman.
Anyway, I think the casting was pretty good in this. The guy who played Daddy this Everett McGill, he comes over as a crazy, and I think he covered it pretty well.
I think he did too, especially when he did the heavy metal look.
Oh, he didn't
Well, he looked like a heavy metal...
steampunk. What? He's dressed all in leather, with a leather hood on his head over his... what do you call it? Those zip-up mask.
Yeah.
Over his face. Yeah, he looked really good. Yeah. But his attitude, he's a bit crazy and demented. He covered it well. And Mummy was just a real weird lady. So I got to take my hat off to Wendy Robbie for doing a really good depiction of a demented lady.
Uh-huh.
What else is there before we start? You might as well start telling the story, kiddo.
Okay, so I'll begin. The story begins. It's about Poindexter, nicknamed Fool. And I think I'll just call him Fool throughout the story.
I think they call him Fool because he used to dream a bit about life. I'm going to be a doctor and stuff. You're a fool, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, because he lives with his mum and a few siblings.
They live in the ghetto.
Yeah, and I guess he has no father to speak of, not that I think of. And
there's no mention of a father. His mother's sick in bed.
Yeah.
There's a girl there. It could be his older sister.
Yeah,
I'm not sure who she is. Yeah.
I think he's his older sister.
Yeah.
I think. And Leroy, I think that's probably his sister's boyfriend. I think I could be wrong. He's always hanging around, so it could be. Anyway, he plans on robbing this house, who's as it turns out, is evicting them.
The landlord's house.
Yes. See, they're running through some money problems, and these people, along with other people, have been evicted from their homes because they couldn't pay their rent.
The landlords are really nasty guys. They've been forcing people out of these old buildings, which they haven't maintained, mind you, with an idea of redeveloping the area, putting high-rise in there and making a bucket load of money. Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to ever happen,
well, not now.
Anyway, so Leroy comes up with this plan of finding these rare coins inside their house that could be worth a bundle of money.
Yes. Aha.
So he gets Fool and an accomplice too.
Spencer, wasn't it?
Yeah, Spencer. To go inside the house and try to find the coins. Of course, Fool was just dressed up like a Boy Scout, and pretend to be selling cookies. Unfortunately, the lady whose mum does not even buy this and says, "No, I'm not going to invite you inside my house."
He invites nobody into the house, so he can't get in there and check anything out.
Yeah, not even with the old toilet treatment, like saying, "I need to go to the toilet really, really bad."
Tough tits there, the flower bed. Yeah.
Yeah. So
whatever.
That he was denied. So then, Leroy's accomplice, he steps forward to pretend he's going to check the meter, if that's the word.
Yeah, gas meter.
Yeah.
He said, there might be a leak, I have to check inside. There's a meter outside. He said there's another meter, a second meter inside the house I got to check just to make sure.
Yeah, so she invites him in. After a few minutes go by, no sighting of him.
And then Mrs. Nutcase and Mr. Nutcase leave.
Yeah, and they're wondering, that's a bit weird to leave him alone with the meter.
Yes, it's Leroy. They think he's going to rip off the coins and stuff for himself and leave.
Spencer.
Spencer's going to rip off everything and leave Leroy and Fool out in the cold when it comes to the money side of things.
Yeah, so Leroy and Fool, they head inside there and they confront a dog, a Rottweiler, I think it is.
Very nice puppy.
And named Prince, I think.
Yeah. It should have been Fang or Satan or whatever.
Nah, these people act all religious. The really over-the-top type of religious type people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well.
Those types of people.
How about Legion? That's religious, isn't it? Sorry.
Well, not that... I think they probably weren't that clever to come up with a name like that.
Legion. For we are many. Well, there's many people downstairs.
Well, Legion came from a devil name, so...
Well, it was in the Bible. There you go.
Anyway, so they go inside, and as Leroy's checking out upstairs, Fool checks the downstairs, and he accidentally goes into the basement, which kind of activates a sort of tripwire that allows the stairs to buckle and allows Fool to slide down them. Like a slide.
Bonk. Yeah.
And
guess who he finds down the basement?
Oh, some really creepy stuff. A lot of creepy people that are living there. And he heads upstairs and tries to meet Leroy up and tell him what he found, but can't really explain what he sees. And he also finds that Leroy's accomplice is dead.
Yeah, Spencer's down there, yeah.
Yeah, somehow he was killed, and he's also been nibbled on by some of the people downstairs.
Well,
We think.
as the plot thickens, these people who have been locked up down there are fed on the odd passerby. How's that?
Soon enough, Mum and Dad arrive, and they plan on to pretty much find out what's going on. They find their dog, who's is locked out of locked in one of the rooms, and they then tries to.
They know
stick it
somebody's
out.
in the house
Yeah.
because the guys left their van in the driveway.
Yeah.
Duh.
Anyway,
Big giveaway.
Leroy tries but fails, and dies. Obviously, gets killed off by the crazy daddy, and
He's running around with rifles. He's blasting holes in the walls and everybody else. And,
I'm amazed that there's any
he's a real weirdo.
I'm amazed the house is still standing the way this guy shoots.
He needs a plaster really badly. Yeah.
Anyway, so Fool quickly tries to hide. These people are unaware that there's a third person in there until they discover the Boy Scout uniform that was inside the van.
That Fool was using earlier.
Yeah, so they know that the third party, is inside the house, and they have to go find him. Of course, thanks to Roach and a little girl that's named Alice, who is being kidnapped and adopted by this said couple.
Well, we didn't know she was kidnapped. They kept saying a daughter.
Yeah, they continue saying that she's a daughter, yeah.
But to beat the snot out of her, they're very cruel people, yeah.
Yeah, eventually they help Fool try to get out, and eventually Roach gets badly injured by said daddy, and he dies in trying to help Fool escape. And Fool was able to find some of the coins along the way.
Well, no, I didn't find it. Didn't Roach give them to him?
Yeah, he gets one from Leroy's accomplice, who was clutching at it for his dead, lifeless hand, and the other ones he got from Roach.
Yeah,
and soon enough
Roach gave him a little note too to save Alice.
Yeah,
yeah, he could. Oh,
yeah,
lovely.
See, Roach and all the people downstairs, they had their tongues ripped out. The people that were downstairs are actually probably either salesmen or people who work who came to the door.
I read into it a bit more. They actually stole the kids at birth.
Oh yeah, stole them at birth.
Or when they were very, very young. Not at birth, both, but they were very young, and they took them there. And as they started going up, they behaved in an inappropriate manner, and they tried to get away and everything. So they cut their tongues out and put them downstairs in the cellar.
Yeah, Roach was the lucky one. He ends up hiding inside the walls, and where Daddy tries to shoot at him. Eventually, Roach did get the worst of it by getting shot, and luckily enough, Fool was able to get out through the attic, and he jumps from the roof into a pond and able to get out into the street and was able to get home.
Yeah, Alice didn't want to go. She was a bit scared.
Yeah. He then comes home to his home, and he shows the coins to his grandpa and his sister. And his grandpa says, with this money, you'll be able to pay your rent for the next
20 years or 30 years. And also help your mother get some medical help.
He also it reveals the fact that the couple is not really a couple; they're brother and sister. Mm-hmm. And these guys, their family owned a funeral parlor, and where they sold cheap coffins for expensive prices.
And then they got into real estate, and they become slumlords.
Yeah, and they continue, gaining money from, the evicting people, and they continue being greedy and doing nothing about the money. Most of the time, the money is still inside the down
in the crematorium room downstairs, they had a big pile of money just laying all over the floor.
Yeah, you'd think by now these people would have taken the money and moved to a nice penthouse in New York.
Well, yes.
Or something that if they
invested wisely.
Yeah, but it seems like it's not going to happen because these people are so crazed that they probably may not even ever leave the area. They just like to be, I guess they like to be in control and want to hold it against everyone. Anyway,
exactly. So
Fool ends up phoning the police as a bit of a cover, I guess, could be.
No, he says his whole being, beaten up or maltreated or something or other. Trying to get the police there.
Yeah.
as a health issue to save the child.
But unfortunately, the couple were able to
They hid the girl.
They hid her in the attic, which makes me think of Black Christmas, in that one where we find out the killer is in the attic with some of the dead bodies that were never discovered, and therefore you would think these people would have checked head to toe the basement and the attic just in case that someone was hidden away. But unfortunately not very bright, the policemen. They just got cookies and then they told...
No donuts? Hello? Okay, sorry.
And those people leave, and the couple, they head upstairs to pray to the God or whatever, and we find out later that Fool, while the police have been investigating, he sneaks inside back into the house.
Yep.
Yeah.
And smart little kid.
Yeah, unnoticed by both the police or the couple, or so we think. Eventually, Fool was able to sneak upstairs carrying, what do they call it? A fire, poker? Yeah, fire poker. And Yeah, he plans on going to probably bloodshed the couple if he can.
I think he needed the weapon, yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, he was able to... They surprise him for a minute, but he eventually gets away from them, and he eventually goes up to the attic and finds Alice there, and of course, he breaks... He kind of uses the fire chimney to try to get her out. He goes through the fire chimney to get to her, and he tells her that he undoes the bolt that was attached to the the bricks.
And she was tied to a bolt which hanging out the brickwork, and he knocked the bolt out from the inside.
Yeah. Here in the scene, we see Daddy, who appears, and I suspect that he not only has he been that I think he's been fooling around with Alice.
You've got a funny feeling.
I have a funny feeling inside that tells me that he's not only kidnapped her, but I think he indulges in sexual whatever.
Maybe, yeah, I'm not sure.
I noticed that his sister doesn't realise what's going on in front of him.
So I don't know whether they're going to go up there and beat her up or kill her. I don't know. Or sexually molest her, or not sure.
Yeah. They head off outside, and eventually... Alice and Fool work out that they should climb out of onto the roof and try to escape through that way like before. But fortunately, the couple have already thought ahead and drained the pond and stuck glass and any spiky bits for in case a Fool appears again. He can die a painful death on spikes.
Very much so.
Yeah. So anyway, while this is happening, both his sister and his grandpa appear at the front door and tell the occupants, the lady, Miss Mommy, dearest, that they know that these bad guys have been squandering money from the residents, and she's like, you and what army? You're just the two of you guys. But then the residents from the evicted homes appear, and with their mallets
60
and
or 70 or 80 people to show up outside the house.
Yeah, ready for their flames and pitchforks, folks.
Yeah, a bit like a witch burning almost. Yeah.
Anyway, before we get into that, the kids try to get the couple to think that there's someone in the chimney, but luckily enough, Fool was able to use a brick and throw it down the chimney
and get it on Daddy's head.
Yeah. That
was a surprise. It weren't Santa Claus.
Yeah. Alice tries to sneak out through the front entrance while Fool plays cat and mouse with the couple. And he was able to coax the remaining people from the basement to help him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were a bit crazy and cannibalistic, but they weren't really bad people.
Yeah, they weren't bad. I mean, I guess when you see them through the walls and through the floors, you think, oh, they're just creepy hands trying to grab for you, try to eat you and things like
hungry.
that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like to think apart from feeding them dead bodies, I think they also starve them down there when they don't have victims.
Yeah, well.
So whatever they do,
couldn't send out for pizza, could they? Can't talk no tongues.
No tongue. Anyway, eventually, Fool was able to fool Daddy Dearest, and eventually he was able to find the gold inside the one of the rooms.
He had a vault downstairs.
Yeah, he was thanks to one of the cannibals. He points out to him the vault, and he was able to see where the eviction money has been placed after all these
Not
years.
eviction money. They just hoarded all the money there.
They hoarded all their money there,
It wasn't eviction money, okay?
including all the old coins
Oh,
that
Lord.
Fool found earlier, and he realizes that there must be billions and billions in there.
No,
Well, not billions, maybe not
Millions
in there. And
Enough. Yeah.
anyway, he also discovers dynamite there, and when Daddy appears, he's about to kill him, but he says, "If you come any closer, boom, this place is going up."
What a smart little boy. He had it all wired up to go boom.
He I also, Mummy Dearest, she gets killed by Alice eventually.
Yeah, she's going to try to kill Alice, and then Alice got the knife off her, and then the creepy crawly guys from downstairs were chasing Mummy around, and Mummy turned around, and Alice was holding the knife.
Yeah, stabbing
Accidental
her.
death. There you go.
Yeah, she stabs her, and the brother does find the dead body getting thrown down into the basement with him, and eventually he gets blown up, and all the money inside the vault ends up
Well,
all over the
a
place.
good percentage of it goes straight up a chimney, because that was where the crematorium was, and it started raining paper money outside where all these poor people were, and they were very, very happy.
Yeah, they
I would
started doing just like the thing from the Batman movie, and start gathering the money and feeling quite happy that maybe they'll be able to get some of the money together so they can probably
And
buy back their
considering the
homes.
landlord is now dead,
Yes.
they
No.
can't be evicted, can they?
Yeah, Alice finds Fool later in the basement, and she asks how he is, and he says, "I feel like $1 million or $1 million." And we watch the remaining cannibals disappear into the night.
Yeah. I wonder where they're going to go. If they've never been outside.
Yeah, they've been confined so long in there.
I'm going to go down the road and eat somebody. I feel so good. Yeah.
Anyway, that's the last time we see them, and then the movie cuts to the credits. The end. Sorry I'm brief, but I just wanted to keep it from...
Didn't want to give you too much away, but
But I thought the movie was pretty cool, especially the fact that Fool was a interesting character to play around with.
he did good. I mean, look, I don't particularly like movies where kids are the lead actors, but he did good.
And I don't like it when sometimes they call a kid a silly nickname like this.
Well,
I mean,
no,
I know
it's
this
his
is...
nickname because they call him a fool because he was dreaming of above where they think he would ever end up. I mean, I want to be a doctor when I grow up. Yeah. You're living in a slum.
Yeah.
You can't afford to get any schooling or anything else. You want to be a doctor.
And as we were saying today a while back, now that the landlord is croaked, he may even use some of that money that he's that will provide for his family. He may use it for his education.
To go to university and become a doctor.
Yeah. I mean, he promised to look after his mum, in a big way.
Yes, he wasn't. She didn't look very good through the movie. So
Yeah, we don't know
hope
what's
she's gonna
wrong
get
with her.
better.
She may had something really contagious.
It wouldn't be contagious. It was something on the inside. So it wasn't the bloody coronavirus, okay?
I know, but it could have been...
oh, Lord, here we go
It could have
again.
been a hard-to-treat illness that will probably require a lot of money or insurance
She
to
might
pay
have
for.
needed an operation. She couldn't get the operation because she had no money.
Yes.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.
There you go. Right. Now, critical reception. Most of the people liked it. There you go.
Except for the two reviewers I won't name.
No, George. You're wrong. One of them didn't like that sort of movie, but he also said Wes Craven did a good job with the movie.
Uh-huh.
So that's not a negative. Just I don't like horror movies, but he still acknowledged the fact it was a good movie, technically. But there was one joker, a negative one. I'll read the name. Richard Harrington of the Washington Post criticised Craven's directing, going on to state that Craven also wrote this script based on a news story about Californian parents who kept their children locked in the basement for many years. That's scary, and so is how far Craven has fallen. Oh, please.
please.
You're a moron. Everyone else likes it except for you, you goose.
Yeah, I
Richard,
don't.
if you're still alive, you're a fool. Get a real
Yeah,
job.
if that movie was such a wonder, the other movie he's talking about,
What movie?
not the movie. I mean that real incident.
No, the rules, yeah.
Then this is very impactful.
Well,
It's not a step back. It's a step forward
It gave
because
an idea for a movie. And it
Yeah.
had nothing to do with the people. I mean, he made a horror movie based on people kidnapping children, not having children. Yeah, it's not the same thing.
No, it
He was inspired by it, maybe, but
yeah, I thought it was pretty
Yeah,
cool. I mean,
whatever.
it's very impactful. Like what this sort of thing could happen in your own neighborhood. That's what he's probably trying to convey. If not cannibalistic stuff, maybe the part about the stealing of children
Yeah,
part
possibly.
that comes into play.
But the California couple he based it on, they didn't say whether they kidnapped the children or their own children, okay?
I know.
So it wasn't actually ripping off that thing and using that. He got inspired by it. Now, you mentioned the other one, it was a negative one. It wasn't a negative. Roger Ebert from the Chicago Sun-Times gave the movie a thumbs down because he admitted he didn't like distasteful, gory horror films. But nonetheless, he gave Wes Craven credit for creating a distinctive visual world featuring dark humour and biting social commentary. So I don't like this sort of movie, but he was big enough to say, I like what Wes Craven did with this movie. So yeah. Even though he didn't like the movie because it's not his style. And that's what these reviewers should do. I don't like this type of movie, but I like the direction. I don't like the theme of it because that's not my style, but the acting was good, the camera work was good, blah, 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 blah. Instead of just going, I think it's mega crap, like some of them do, which I don't like that. I haven't got time for those sort of reviewers.
Me neither.
Anyway, what else can we talk about? Okay. I won't get into themes behind it. I will say one thing though. Wes Craven and guys like him are really inspiring. I mean, they can see something like that thing they based the movie on, and made a damn fine movie out of it. The guy is a clever man. Well, was a clever man. What more can you say? Yeah, I'm really impressed. I can't think of anything else to say about this movie. Actually, this is going to be one of our shorter ones, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, and it did say, like you, Mike, said about what the reviewer said about it was based on stuff. Well, Wes Craven was inspired by he read a real life news story about burglars breaking into a house when authorities arrived. The burglars had disappeared, but they discover locked doors with noise coming from behind. Yep. Children had been locked up inside the rooms by their parents, never allowed to come outside.
And that was a story in the late 1970s. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so their children were locked up, by the sounds of it. Mm-hmm. That's the two children, it says here, and in my notes. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they had two kids, locked them up, didn't let them out. I've heard that stuff so many times before over the years. Not just one couple. So yeah, film reviewers, he's a moron.
Yeah, well, where else will you get your inspiration from?
You take it from life.
Exactly. I just wish people who review things, they would realise this is where they get their inspiration from.
Yeah, exactly. Inspiration. And like if you saw something really, really inspiring, or read it, or heard about it, yeah, go and make a movie, write a book, do something. Be creative with it. I mean, because, you got to get an inspiration from somewhere. Because, I mean, you can't say once upon a time there was 3 bears all the time because it just won't work. Uh-huh. No, you need inspiration. And this is inspiration. So, yeah. Anyway, enough of that crap.
Mm-hmm. Someone named, a Spanish director named, I don't know his name, was approached by Wes Craven to direct a remake for it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's happening with it. Or they were even thinking of making a TV series out of this. I'm not sure, but how would have...
I read some they were going to make a TV. I don't know if it ever got off the ground.
Maybe it would.
Because Wes did die.
That's true.
It could have been happening about the same time. So I don't know.
But I don't think it would have the same impact. It would be scarier.
It'd be no. They'd have to work it differently. You couldn't just say someone's broken the house, run around. It did really have to be stretched the storyline.
I know.
Having a series.
I know.
Yeah.
I gotta admit though, when the cannibals in this make me think of the Walking Zombie Dead, like from George A. Romero's work a little bit.
Yeah, Night of the Living Dead sort of stuff. Yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Of course,
these are alive guys.
If they had to do a remake, they'll probably make it a little more scarier. I mean, more scary than this. I mean.
Yeah, someone comes knocking on the door, a salesman who'd happened to disappear inside the house, never to be seen again, and eaten by the cannibals downstairs.
And considering that the costuming, like the lady and the man, they dress very 1950s or 1960s type period.
She had an oldie style about dressing. It didn't quite fit the era she was in.
Yeah.
I think that was intentional because the family was a weird family. I think I don't know if they're just crazy, a bit of inbreeding maybe. I've got no idea.
Yeah, it's like those.
But they were crazy.
It's like those people you see in your neighborhood who would offer you cookies, milk for if you're a good little kid, and you worry, and then
check on what's in the cookies. They could be poison.
Or razor blades.
Or if you're lucky, it could be hash cookies. Really good. Yeah.
Or razor blades.
Razor blades. But hash cookies are nicer, though.
Funny. Or brownies.
Hash brownies are nice, too. Yeah.
Especially the funny kind.
That's what's legal in some places.
Anyway.
We might be legalising in Australia soon. Yes.
Anyway, guys, I do think this... I want to rate... Like to...
I'm going to rate this about 9... I can't find any weak points in the movie.
Me neither. I don't think so either.
So I'm going to give it 9.5, only because I can't find any weak things to comment on. I think the whole lot as a package works. Mm-hmm. Now, whether you like this sort of movie is up to you, but I think it's pretty damn good. And not because I'm sucking up to Wes Craven because he's passed away either.
No, I mean, he's a genius, like so many of them. Oh.
We all pass away sometime, but I think really Wes Craven was good as his trade.
Yeah.
As the others of his ilk, they do quite well, and it's always a pleasure to watch one of the movies.
Yeah. So
how much are you going to give it?
I'm going to rate it.
You say 10.5, you're in trouble, I guess.
10 out of 10.
There you go.
I mean, I like the fact that it has something interesting, and I like the cult classic type movies that bring impact and influence.
A bit of a cultish feeling to it,
I suppose. Unlike other movies where they try to make it as scary as possible, every jump scare is important, or every angle.
Yeah, actually, that's one thing I must admit. They didn't overdo the jump scares. Mm-hmm. They didn't overdo. You can do something have jump scare, and to get to a stage where there's too much happening. I think they got the balance right. They had the quiet bits and the dramatic bits and the suspense bits and the jump scares. And the balance is pretty damn good. Yeah, so some movies get very, very slow in parts, then very jumpy scares all together, and some have jump scares all the way through it, and it takes away from it. But I think that the balance is really good. Mm-hmm. Anyway, look, I'm going to almost run out of words now. I will say availability. Firstly, watch out for VHS tapes because it does go back to 1991. However, I've had a look on eBay. There is plenty for sale. Amazon, it's rentable, and there's plenty for sale.
Exactly.
And actually, some of the times I've noticed there's a package deal. This movie with one or two other movies. If you like the other movies, hey, get a 2 or 3 pack. Might save you a few dollars because you might like the other movies as well. But yeah, it's out there if you want it, and if it's there, it's on eBay and Amazon. It's probably in other places as well. Maybe your local shop might have it. Or your online store.
So
I can't think of anything else to say about this one, and I don't want to sort of go off on other little tangents or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it, I suppose. That's a quickie one tonight. You can go and put the kettle on now.
Yeah, so guys,
Hot
be sure to
cocoa,
check
maybe.
it out and let us know in the comments what you think of the people beneath the stairs.
Hey, what's the one we might be reviewing next?
We're going to do Fear
Farm.
Farms.
Yeah, we're going to have a look at that and revisit it and stuff and say,
Yeah, because this one deals with another set of horror maze-related stuff, and I'm seeing as we're getting close to Halloween, I thought we might do that one.
Well, yeah, we're in Halloween month now, aren't we?
Yeah, we're in the Halloween month, which means a few more days until the clock strikes and tells us it's the witching hour. Exactly. So
that's just me going off my chops. Yeah. Anyway,
it is good to check out these types of horror movies before Halloween to get you guys
getting in the mood.
Get in the mood.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, we're going to try find a few more Halloween-based movies. We're not going to overdo it and be stupid about it, but any good horror movie is great for Halloween. But if we can find something good, we did do Trick or Treat, I think, a year or two ago.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, so we can't do that one again.
No. I mean, there was talk of a sequel, but I haven't even heard anything new on the grapevine yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have thought by now they would have released something.
Yeah.
Or at least given us a little bit of food for thought. Anyway, I'll let you guys know what other Halloween-related movies we may review in a couple of days.
We got a few weeks through October, so we got to get a few things happening to get the old blood curdling.
Anyway, that's about it for us tonight, guys. Feel free to check out the this movie and let us know in the comments what you think.
So you might have even seen it already. Tell us what you think.
That would be interesting. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, that's about it. So thanks for listening to our latest podcast, everyone. This is Sarah Stephenson.
And Moral.
From Boys and Ghouls Film Review. Wishing you hopefully a very good Halloween coming up very soon.
How about Halloween month? Because we are doing it over a few weeks. So
we have only a few more days until Halloween. The big candy fest, which is often what most of us do these days.
I just buy my candy and just eat it. I don't walk up and down the streets anymore. I'm in my late 60s. I mean, it's not quite the same.
And if you're like me,
actually, speaking of Halloween, I had the grandkiddies here the other day, and we watched what's the one? The monsters and the killer carrots.
Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, not
Killer Carrots or something.
Not the Killer Carrots something. It was out of a Shrek thriller, a group of short, whatever, cartoons.
Monsters vs. Aliens.
And it was really, really good. And you got Bob the Blob and you got whatever. And I thought, wow, that was really good. If you got any kiddies, have a look at that. I think it's the Attack of the Mutant Carrots or something rather, or whatever. It's on Shrek's Thrilling Tales or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's good fun. And it's done in good taste. And I do love Bob the Blob. He is so good.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen, isn't it? Yeah, he's a nutcase when it comes. A good nutcase in the nicest possible way. He makes a real good blob. Seth, if you're listening to it, good one, man.
Yeah. Anyway, hopefully very soon we'll probably be reviewing the Wednesday TV series. I found out that it's going to be on the 23rd of November. So I was hoping it would come out on Halloween or some
Wednesday,
or at least some place close to Halloween somehow. But I wasn't wrong.
Just in passing, because obviously, I mean, we all like the Addams Family and that sort of stuff. But a couple of years ago, wasn't there a girl doing the adult Wednesday Addams that you were watching on YouTube?
Yes, I have.
She was really good, whoever she was. I liked her, but she had to stop that for some reason.
Yeah, but something
copyright
about
or something,
plagiarism stuff.
It
happens, and people should not take it so seriously. It's just not they're not making money out of this sort of thing.
That was just a YouTubey thing, and she was just and she was doing her own thing, and which is sad because she was really talented girl.
There's something there when it comes to fan films being made by by fans.
It's not a money-making venture.
It's not plagiarism, not to my mind.
It can be, but it's not a money-making venture. She's not putting it out there and selling it and making a movie out of it. It's just fun, but someone closed it down, which is a bit.
It's just
pissy, if you
it's
ask
just
me.
another way of indulging fans to take an interest in something.
Oh yeah. But see, it would have been better if she actually asked permission to do it, though, maybe.
Yeah.
But some people get funny about the licensing of these things, but it's a bit of a shame. But no, she was really good. But who's doing this one?
Let me see, Jenny Ortega.
That's right, Jenny Ortega, I like Jenny. She was good in The Babysitter.
And it's directed by our favourite filmmaker, one of our favourite filmmakers, Tim Burton.
Timmy.
Yeah.
I shouldn't call him Timmy. Mr. Burton. I haven't met you.
I can't
However,
wait to
Tim
see
is
it.
a really good movie maker. Yeah. So it should be good. Yes.
I hope so. I'm fingers crossed on this one.
Is it going to be a TV series or movie?
A TV series.
Oh, even better.
Which is going to be interesting. I can't wait to see how he does his own adaptation of this.
Well,
I had heard that he was offered to do the movie years ago, back in the 90s, but he had another film project on the go at the time, so he couldn't do that one.
He got that, but having Tim Burton and Jenny Ortega, who I believe is a fine young actress, another young person, we saw her in The Babysitter 2, and what was that?
She was in X movie.
Yeah, X, where the people try to make a porn movie, something rather, at a local farm, and the farmer and his wife tried to kill him.
And she was in that new Scream movie that just came out this year alone, which is amazing.
She's a good actress.
She's actually grown a fine career, and I hope it continues to grow.
I hope Jenny Ortega does make a good career, because she has the acting talent, and she looks good on film. Well, not film, on the screen. And she looks good. She's believable. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Mike is drifting. So this is about.
Oh, I can't. You're talking about the Wednesday Addams, so
Yeah.
Gee.
So that's about it for us tonight. And be sure to check out the People Beneath the Stairs and stuff like that, and let us know what you think.
And buy them a pizza.
And so this is Sarah
hungry.
Stephenson
And Michael
saying, "See you guys for our next Boys and Ghouls film review. Bye for now."
Bye.